More like Tyson's Corner. Oh my God. I'm gonna be real with y'all real quick. I got here and I realized I was not in the South because I jumped on the metro and I was like, hey man, what's up? And the guy looked at me like this. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you put the headphones in, you're not supposed to talk to anybody. I got it. And what's this? I go away for a few years, I come back, DC legalizes marijuana, but Virginia's got $20 toll roads? That doesn't seem fair at all. My gosh, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, making this dream come true. Please give it up for yourselves. And keep it going for the comics that you saw here on stage tonight. They were working hard. So you guys finally made it. This is my Indian life, and you guys sold it out. And with that, I'm just going to say that I'm ready to start telling some stories, and I'm about to get personal with you guys. Share some stories when I was a kid up until when I'm at right now in present life. And if you guys are okay with that, let's go ahead and get started. You ready? All right, so my story starts all the way back in 1941. I am not that old. That's just when my dad was born. You know, he was born in a time where there wasn't any running water, any electricity. Paperwork wasn't a real thing, which meant he didn't really have a birth certificate. So by the time he was 5, my grandparents had forgotten when his birthday was. They knew it was in December. It was December 21st or December 28th. And even till today, we celebrate both days. Like on the 21st, we'd be like, happy, and the 28th, we go birthday. Like that's... We start a piece of cake on the 21st, put it in the freezer, pull it back out on the 28th, and finish it. We'll start singing, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear. 7 days later. Amar, happy birthday to you. That's how we do it. It's great, man. The next gift that my dad got in his life was my mom. Thank you. I always hope that some people feel that way. That's good. No, but they met in 1983 through an arranged marriage. If you guys don't know what arranged marriage is, that's when a set of parents decides that their kids are going to give each other very special hugs for the rest of their lives. That's what happens. At that point, they moved to the States, and in 1986, I was born, and my sister was in 1989. And I grew up in a city called Greenville in the state of North Carolina. 1 person, 2 people, great. It's awesome. That was fun, but the thing is, there weren't many Indians around growing up as a kid, like smaller child. Like if we saw an Indian, the same time an Indian popped up, so did Steve Irwin. Like you were like, oh my God! Do you see that over there? I'm like, what is it, Steve? It's an Indian. I'm like, yeah, it's an Indian. He's like, did you know they're a rare breed? I'm like, Steve, there's 2 billion of us. I don't know if that's rare. But it's fun though. Like people keep asking, you know, when I was a kid, they had trouble pronouncing my name, right? But that's okay because Indian names in general are just very difficult. They are. Like my mom's name, her name is Kamini, but everyone pronounced it Kamini. You heard some audible gasp. Because Kamini loosely translates to bitch. So you can imagine my mom going to work every single day at Target. Bitch, you need an L2, please? Bitch, L2. So many years of that. It's crazy, man. But since we got done with that, the other question that I got as a kid was, what does Akshay mean? Tell me the name and the meaning of your name. So I went home one day and I was like, Dad, can you tell me what it means? And he goes, sure, son. Akshay means that you are immortal. You will never die. Right? That's a dope name. But as a kid, if you get an answer or a question answered by one parent, what are you going to do? You're going to go ask the other parent. So I ran to my mom. I was like, Mom, tell me what my name means. And she gave me this look that Indians are pretty known for. Kind of, it's all right. We already know it kind of looks like this. That is the infamous head bobble, yes. I'm getting it out of the way real quick. Here's the thing. We are born with that. We are born with that skill. It's true. We pop out of our mother's womb like, hello, mommy! Just immediately, man. But what you might not know, though, is there's two types of head bobbles, okay? There's this one that goes, I don't really care, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's that one. And then there's this one, which means you're screwed. And that's the one that my mom was giving me. So I asked her, I was like, Mom, just tell me, what does it mean? She goes, well, son, your name means when you get married, you will have rice thrown at your wedding. Sorry? Yes, when you get married, you will have rice thrown at your wedding. So tell me one thing, is this like the universal symbol for throwing rice? Second of all, why do you look like that cat at every Asian restaurant? You know what I mean? I definitely went to school the next day. I was like, I'm never gonna die. Like that was the name I went with. What else? We had so half my family is Sikh, half my family. All right, half my family's Hindu. I figured that was gonna happen. And my babysitter, she was Christian. So I was of the religion confused. And like, here's the thing, like, I think as I've gotten older, I've realized that Sikhism is kind of where I kind of fall because, you know, practicing acceptance of others, giving back to those who are less fortunate. I love those things. I would have tried to be Hindu, but I'm just way too lazy. Like, if you want to pray to like good wealth, you got to go to one God. You want health, you got to go to the other one. If you want education, you got to go to three. That's just way too many gods. Like I need a one-stop shop. I need the Walmart of gods. You know? And I didn't even believe in ghosts until I went to a Free Will Baptist church and the Holy Ghost showed up. All of a sudden, the Holy Ghost is in there. I wanted to blend in, so I was like, save me, Tom Cruise. It's crazy, man. You know, growing up, I really didn't have, it was hard to connect with folks. And so when I was in 7th grade, I thought the way to do that was to pretend to be black. So I had FUBU and Sean John. I had these very, very same Air Force Ones. You know, like, but the thing is, by the time 7th grade was over, I didn't gain any more friends. So I went 180 degrees in 8th grade and was like, I'm gonna be white. Like, I wore like extremely short shorts, very bright colored polos. I had boat shoes. I had puka shell necklaces. I even had frosted hair tips. I blame the hair tips. I miss my hair. Very much. But it wasn't until 9th grade where I finally like felt that I belonged, because that's when I met my first real Indian girl. And I fell in love immediately. Thank you. We bonded over our affection and love for McDonald's French fries. Only when they're warm. But no, everything was going well until she hit me with one question. And that question in particular was, what Bollywood songs do you know? Here's the thing. Growing up, I only heard 2 Bollywood songs. My dad and my mom played them over and over and over again. That was it. It was Mukabala. Got a fan. And Choli ke piche kya hai? Don't ruin it for me. Look, the thing is, it's like that's all that my house played. Like, I didn't even hear American music or Western music unless I was at school. It was school dances. Like, I remember 5th grade school dance. It was guys on one side, girls on the other. And the song of choice that night was, "Let Me See That Tootsie Roll." I was so confused as a 5th grader. I was like, is he asking for chocolate? 8th grade, guys and girls had figured out that cooties weren't a thing. They were dancing attached, you know? And then the song of choice that night was, and you guys may remember this, it was, "You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel." That was 8th grade. I just remember the chaperones coming in the South being like, "Safe room for Jesus! Safe room for Jesus!" The vice principal came in, it's like, "Well, technically we are mammals." Like, it's just justifying whatever the hell was going on. But back to the Indian girl. Back to Mukabala and Choli ke piche kya hai. I was in this moment and I thought, this is the 100th question out of 100 questions. This is it. Like, if we get past this question, I'm in, we're good. So confidently, I'm like, Mukabala and Choli ke piche kya hai. And that's when she slapped me across the face. Choli ke piche kya hai actually translates to, "Hey girl, what's underneath that blouse?" You would have thought my dad would have told me that. Like, just kind of left that one out, didn't he? It was a little awkward. Man, that's okay though. 9th grade's also when I got my first real group of Indian guy friends. I always had my best friend Karan. We grew up 2nd grade. But this is the first time in 9th grade where I met a Gujarati guy. Usually it's a little bit more populist than that. But this is the first time, Gujarati people are from the state of Gujarat in India, and we started talking. And one of the conversations that we had in particular was like, "Yeah, I was just talking to my kaka this weekend." When I was young, my mom, anytime I needed to go number 2, she would always say, "Go make kaka." Like, "Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom. Go make kaka." "Mom, just go make the kaka." So you can imagine my surprise, right? Like, I'm walking around the neighborhood. He's like, "Yeah, I was just talking to my kaka this weekend." Yeah, I was like, "What?" And because I am who I am, I'm super inquisitive. I'm like, "Hey, well, how often do you talk to your kaka?" And he goes, 2 to 3 times a week. "Oh, really?" That's interesting. Well, how long do you talk to your kaka for? About 15 to 20 minutes every time. I'm like, okay, we can't be friends. This is ridiculous. I know people are into some really weird stuff out there, but I'm not living my best life if I'm friends with you. Like, this is not gonna happen. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Bro, you talk to your kaka, you talk to your shit, you talk to your poop. That's gross." Turns out kaka in Gujarati actually means uncle. So who knew, right? I totally went home that night and searched. I was like, just to confirm, because. But I mean, that's twice in my life that the translation stuff has really worn out on me. You know, it just kind of failed. But that's okay. You know, I recovered from that. I graduated high school, made my way to college, and I got a job working for U.S. Airways, which is now American Airlines. You know, and it taught me some very valuable lessons. It taught me one thing in particular. It taught me that grandmas or dadimas do not like me. Yeah, right? It's partially my fault, though. Let me tell you why. Like, I was on this plane. I'm in the aisle seat. Grandma's sitting next to me. Everything's going well. Plane starts shaking violently, and we start to fall from the sky, thousands of feet per second. So I did the one thing that everybody else on the plane was doing. I was like, Mommy! But at the same time that was happening, Grandma was at peace. She was in serenity. She reaches over and touches my wrist and says, hey, don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Now, it was the fact that I thought I was going to die or that Grandma was so calm, but I may or may not have lost it just a little bit. Like, I looked at her and I was like, you lived your life, bitch! We still had 3 hours left on that flight. I didn't even know what to do. She just kept staring at me the whole time. Like, I looked at her and I pretended to be a Mexican telemarketer. I was like, lo siento, por favor, no habla inglés. Para español, marque, número 2. Like, it's crazy, man. But karma will come back and get you. Because a couple years later, I was actually standing in line and ready to board a flight. And someone came up behind me and touched me on the shoulder. So I turned around, and again, it was this grandma, it was this dadima. And I said, hey, is everything okay? And she goes, well, I just don't want to get on this plane. And I said, why? She says, because you look like a terrorist. It took everything in my body not to be like, boom! You know, scare the mess out of her. But truth be told, I froze in that moment. I didn't know how to react, you know? I was making my way down the jet bridge, and then it hit me. I was like, as a brown dude, as an Indian, as a South Asian, I can't let this lady call me a terrorist and get away with it. So I got on the plane, and I sat down and waited for Grandma to come on the plane. Grandma wakes her way down the plane, down the aisle, and I jump up in front of her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sitting in the wrong seat. This is seat C4. My mom says I shouldn't have anything to do with C4. And then I went to my seat. And it was like one of those shorter flights, right? It's about 2 hours. And the whole entire time, I could just feel her eyes just peering at the back of my neck, just staring. So right when the plane is about to go down, right? You know, you hear that noise, boom, boom, that particular noise, right? I do this thing right here where I just kind of go. I still think TSA is looking for me. Hashtag pre-check. Man. But college was interesting. At that same time, I decided, well, I didn't decide. My sister actually moved to the state of Mississippi. One fan. Literally, that's it. There's no more fans. But that was interesting because I remember going to school there. I was brand new. It was right at the start of the year. And I walk out of campus and I call my parents and I'm saying, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, happy anniversary. I start getting weird looks. That's when I realized, oh, yeah, my parents' wedding anniversary is actually 9/11/1983. So here's this brown dude in Mississippi walking around campus at 8:30 Central, probably the same time Eastern as things happened, saying happy anniversary. So immediately when I realized, I was like, happy wedding anniversary! La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Do this all the way to class, because I had to get off the subject. It was bad. But Mississippi also brought one of the best times of my life, and that's the day that I graduated college. Because when I did that, I don't know what it is about Indian fathers, or maybe it's just Asian fathers in general, but they don't know how to show love or affection easily. So this is the first time I graduated. I cross the stage and I come off. My dad's right there, and he stops and hugs me and says that he loves me and that he's proud of me. That's the first time he's ever said that. And that feeling lasted 5 minutes. Because that's when I told him I got a full-time job. It's in Washington, D.C., and it's in a call center. Like, there's some irony there, right? 1983, they get married, come over to America for the life of what they can give their children, the American dream. Put their kids through school, we're ready for you. He graduates and he still ends up in a call center. Like, my dad looked at me, he's like, we could have just stayed in India for that shit. But it was okay, though. I liked it. I love DC. It's my home away from home. I got one of these really fancy government jobs that require a fancy background check. And part of that background check includes I can't even say it. Polygraph test, right? You guys, anybody in here take a polygraph test before? Several, right? And when you take it, you leave feeling like absolute shit. Like, you feel like the worst person ever in the world. Like, if you're the scum, you're beneath it. Like, that's what happens. And I remember one particular question. It was, have you ever done anything to disappoint your parents? I thought about it. And I said, look, man, I'm Indian. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an engineer. So yeah, every single day, absolutely. That's what I did. And the funny thing is, he stared at me for a second. We connected, and he just looked and goes, next question. He was on it. He knew I was a disappointment. It was insane. Man, DC has some of the best times for me, though. I remember so many good things here, so many good people. That's why I decided to come back and film it here. You guys are awesome. But one of those things that I remember going out one night and I got what the young kids call lit, which means I drank excessively. I knew I drank too much because one of my good friends, Matt, was with me. He was the DD that night, right? And he was like, hey, man, it's time to go home. And I was like, absolutely. If you start sounding like a drunk Scooby-Doo, yeah, it's time. It's time to go home. So we walk out, and I remember because I was lit, and we were waiting for a cab because we were blocks away from the nearest metro. And I go, Matt, I gotta go Susu. I gotta go Susu, Matt. And Susu is number one. And so here's the thing, though. Matt's been my friend long enough that he looked me right in the eye and goes, well, at least it's not caca. We finally make it to the metro train, right? We get on, but by this time, the Susu feeling had dissipated and the throw-up feeling had come. I sit down on the train on one side, Matt sits on the other side. There's this lovely couple in front of us. All of a sudden, I do the one thing that I know that can prevent me from throwing up on this train. I just start doing this. I go. This couple turns and looks over at Matt, and they go, is he pregnant? He goes, no, that he's just gonna throw up. And they hopped up, went straight to the other side of the train. Anybody would do that. But this couple, I can't remember what they looked like. I just know they were super sweet. And the reason I say that, and I wish I could just say hello to them again, is because the moment they sat down, they got into the spirit. And they sat down and started singing this very song. entirety. But here's the thing, their prayers were answered. I didn't throw up till I got home. So I wish. So much fun, you know. But after that night I recovered. I said I can't live in Disney anymore, and I moved to California. And that was fun because California is home to beautiful cities, home to beautiful landscapes. But one thing that it's also home to is Disneyland. I'd never been to Disneyland before. And I met these two girls. They became friends, Stacy and Chelsea. Now, they were Disneyland fanatics. They found out I had never been to Disneyland. They were, we're going to take you. I'm like, let's do it. So we go to Disneyland. And here's the thing. If you've never been to Disneyland, or maybe you have, then you notice this. But the first thing they do to you at your first time, they give you this button. And the button's like my first time in Disneyland. I'm 26 years old, super hype. I'm walking around Disneyland. It's my first time in Disneyland. It's not your first time because you don't got a button. It's my first time. But the one ride that I wanted to ride more than anything else was the Tower of Terror ride. Now, back when I was a kid, I had the 2-week free preview of the Disney Channel because we couldn't afford cable. The Tower of Terror movie was ready for me. I loved it. It's this haunted hotel. There's an elevator that gets struck by lightning. People disappear. It's like really creepy, but also really cool at the same time. And so I was like, I gotta ride this ride. And I go, and we get on this ride, and now I'm ready. Stacy and Chelsea are next to me. The doors are closing, and I start looking, and I realize that their seatbelts are right here, but my seatbelt's way out here. Guys, my seatbelt's not working right. I'm freaking out. Guys, don't start the ride. Don't start my seatbelt. They're laughing. Doors close. I'm freaking out. And then it teases you just a bit. The ride does this. It just goes just like that. Just like that. And the fear inside of me ratcheted up to a level I'd never experienced in my whole entire life. All of a sudden, we blast up to the top. We're up there. The doors open. You can see the whole park. And then they just hold you for an undeterminable amount of time because they know they're freaking you out. And they just drop you. And when they drop you, they take that photo. Now, if there was a contest for America's Funniest Home Photo, I would have won. And I'm going to share that photo with you guys right now. Look at Stacy and Chelsea. Look how happy they are. Look at them. They're like, we don't give a shit about Akshay. Like, that's... we don't care. Our seatbelts are fine. Yeah, that's great. And then there's me. Little old me. And here's the thing, right? Like, I got off this ride and I got off this ride and I realized that if I would have died that day, there would have been breaking news, right? Like, I would have been like, this is breaking news. Someone has died today at Disneyland. Akshay Ahuja. He's no longer with us. And this is the photo that he'll be remembered for the rest of his life. Look, I'm proud of this photo because look, there's my button. There's my button. It's my first time at Disneyland. But what I'm not proud is I didn't know you could have 3 chins. It's funny, man. It's funny. I need that submission, but what are you gonna do, you know? What are you gonna do? At that point, I gave up on California. I was like, I can't take it anymore, I almost died. And I moved halfway across the world to a country called the United Arab Emirates. How did that have more cheers than DC? Like, that's weird. That's really awkward, but woo, yeah. And I landed in the city. First of all, if you've never been there, go. It's the home to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Make sure you go. It's a beautiful place. It's a great time. But Abu Dhabi caught me off guard because of the driving. Like the roads are classic. They drive on the same side of the road as us. The signs are in English. But what's confusing is the street names. Because they're people names and they go on forever. Like Google tells you where to go, but it has to take a breath before it does it. Like you were like, Google, take me to the beach. You'd be like, sure. And 200 meters, turn right on. Muhammad, Rashid, Abdullah, Salam, Ali, Ahmed, Omar, Bin Al-Kabi Street. Like that's the whole street name. Like you're driving and you're like, oh, I think that was the street that we just passed. Dubai's different because Dubai only has like 4 major roads, okay? 4 major roads. And the thing is those roads have like here in the DMV, we'll have those exits that are like 101A, 101B, 101C. But those are individual exits. In Dubai, it's like 101, and then you have to get into the exit before you go A, B, and C. And so you would take it, like same thing. Google, take me to the beach. Sure. And 200 meters, take exit 107, 101. And you take exit 101. And right when you think Google is going to tell you to take A, B, or C, it goes, driver's choice. Like it was just... It's like, I didn't even think that was something that they could say. Like, it's weird. Dubai is also home to the world's first and only Bollywood theme park. Yeah, that was interesting. I was like, go back to 10th, 9th grade. I was like, this is my shot. Like maybe I can learn more Indian songs, more Bollywood songs. So I showed up. There's giant elephants outside. There's colors everywhere. There's random song and dance sequences happening. I like walked up to it and I was like, $125 to get in? I'm not paying $125 to get into a Bollywood theme park. Man. But something else about the UAE you might not know is that it's home to 2.2 million Indians. That's a lot of freaking Indians. So I thought, I had my first chance at love at 9th grade. I thought I could find someone. Now, at 2.2 million Indians, I thought my numbers were great, So I joined Shadi.com when I got there. That's it's an Indian matrimonial / dating / whatever the heck they do up there these days website. And I just got there. It was a month in. I was in Abu Dhabi. I matched with this one girl, liked or swiped or accepted or friended or I don't know what it is anymore. There's just so many options. But this is how it happened. All of her photos were like this. Like different backdrops. But all of her photos were like this. So look, I didn't have a car at that time. I took a train up to Dubai. I got out. I call her. And I'm like, hey, how far are you away? She's like, oh, I'm 2 minutes away. I'm like, perfect. Just so I know what you're driving or what to look for you. And I was like, tell me what you're driving. And she goes, oh, a Mercedes SUV. And I'm like, of course, it's Dubai, right? Like everything is fancy in Dubai, lavish, over the top, et cetera, et cetera. No problem. Well, 2 minutes later, I start to hear this. Coming around the corner. And I was like, oh no. Look, I'm not going to judge you based on what you drive, but if you're in Dubai driving a car that sounds like a lawnmower, people are going to look. She showed up, window comes down, and wave. I'm like, that's for me. And so I head to it. I get in. I close the door, put my seatbelt on. Then I go to look at her. And that's when I realized the reason she didn't smile in any of her photos was because she didn't have any teeth. Well, technically she had like 3 teeth, but they were dangling, so I didn't think they counted. I mean, you guys do the math. Do the math. It took a second to catch up with that one. I'm the real jerk in this situation because immediately when I met her, I was like, where the hell are we gonna go for lunch? Do I have to recommend like a really nice juice bar? Like, I don't. I gave up dating for 3 years at that point. That's when I made my way back to the States and I landed in Huntsville, Alabama. That's, again, more cheers than DC. It's a weird night. Now, here's the thing. I landed in Alabama, and the first thing that happens is my aunt or my chachi calls me because now I've been single for 33 years. And she's like, what's wrong? What are you doing? Why haven't you found anyone? And I said, Chachi, I just haven't found the right one. And her exact response was, well, find the wrong one. Like, didn't think it worked like that, you know? I have to make stuff up now, guys. I do. I'm like, well, I met this one girl, and she works at Starbucks, and she spells my name correctly on the cup. True love. She's like, oh, no, tell me more. I'm like, no, she's not real. Like, this is just a joke. She's like, no, is she breathing? I was like, I don't know if she's ready for kids. Like, no, breathing. Like, oh, okay. Little communication mishap right there. I was like, yeah, I guess she's alive, right? Like, yeah, she's then go for it, we support it. Come on. Like, how far or low in my life have I come to, like, in my mid-20s and late 20s? It was like that polygraph test where like, is she a doctor? Is she a lawyer? Is she an engineer? Because you're a damn comedian. But now, like, my mid-30s, they're like, is she alive? Like, that's all we need, you know? It's crazy. It's not like I haven't tried, though, you know? Like, when I got back, I jumped on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Match, all of them. I matched with one girl, that was it, and we started talking, things were going well, and then she asked me, or then I asked her, I was like, what do you look for in a guy, you know? She's like, oh, someone that's confident, someone that's got a good work ethic, someone who's smart, family-oriented. I'm like, those are great qualities. She's like, well, what do you look for in a girl? I was like, teeth. Like 28 out of 32, I don't need all of them. Like, if you had to get your wisdom teeth removed, it's okay. You guys would be really surprised about this, but she totally stopped talking to me. Don't know why. I've kind of figured out why I'm single, though. It's because I take dating way too serious. Like, I'm already like 3 steps ahead in my mind where we're going with this. It's just how it is. Like, I'll give you guys an example. Let's see. Let's just ask. I know you guys are a lovely couple and you're married, but just play along for a second. What's your favorite food? Just sushi. Guess what? That's my favorite food too. We should get married. That's what I mean. Like, I'm 3 steps ahead. Like, we just like one thing, and I'm like, marriage. Like, that's it. And it gets worse. Like, if we were to go on a date, you'd be telling me about things that you like, your friends, your family. And here I am thinking about Rahul. And the question that you guys should be asking yourselves is, who's Rahul? That's our 3rd child. Like, we're all like, the first 2 are brats, but Rahul's gonna be a rock star. Right? Thank you. It's crazy, man. Rahul. It's okay if I got my names picked out, right? living in Alabama has afforded me this moment of circle of life because just recently my father has moved in with me. And that's been really interesting. He's 77 years old. I come home at 10:30 one night and he's just waiting and he's like, you were out pretty late, huh? I was like, you don't get to do that anymore. Like 15 years ago, I lived with you. 15 years now, you live with me. Like that's kind of how it works, you know? But he's like, I'm still your father. I'm like, I get it. So like 11 o'clock, I'll be out with friends and we're heading to the next spot. And I'm like, go ahead, guys. I'll catch up with you. I gotta text my dad. Tell him where I'm at. It's fun stuff, man. I love him though. Because we actually get to spend more time together. And as a kid, I didn't really value the lessons and the teachings and the stories that he had, but now I do. And I've learned a few things. Like I've learned that he really struggles with the terminology of technology. Like for instance, like Google, he refers to as the guru. Which is funny, right? Like the guru, like we're ready. Like, thank you, Google. You know? And then, like, I come out of the room one day and he's like, I'm so sick of these Lexus commercials. I'm like, what Lexus commercials? And he's like, look, it's Amazon Alexa. Like he calls it Amazon Alexa. So I'm like, okay, we got Google and Guru. We have Lexus and Amazon Alexa. Of course, you have to have a name for Siri, right? Dad, what's your name for Siri? Oh, no. Siri, I know. Siri, I get. I understand. I said, how? It's because Siri's an Indian name. Touche. I guess that's accurate. Something else I've learned is that he likes to use emojis, but I don't think he values emojis correctly. Like for instance, I go on a work trip and go a couple days without talking, right? He sends me this GIF or GIF. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But it's really sweet. It's like this black background with like white stars throughout, you know? And it's like, there are a million languages in the world. A smile speaks them all. And I am so touched. I sent him this message back and I'm like, Dad, that was so sweet. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do that. Like it means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And I hit send and then he gets the read receipt and then I get the dots. Dot, dot, dot. 2 minutes later. Dot, dot, dot. I'm like, man, this guy's giving me like a legit response. I'm so excited. I'm like, my dad never, you know, like, I'm ready for this. Again, Asian fathers, Indian fathers, not really so much love. Like, I was ready. 5 minutes go by, and all of a sudden, bzz, bzz, I look at the phone. It's an emoji response. I got 2 thumbs up, the smiley face with the kiss heart in it, the monkeys with the eyes covered up, another smiley face with a halo, and a prayer hands for good luck. Like, he sent me 6 emojis. 6. Why am I upset? Why am I getting a little loud? Because let me say, like I said, I was on this work trip and we weren't talking a couple days, and then I wanted to be the good son. So I sent him a message and I just say, Dad, I just want to tell you that I love you. Send. Read receipt. Dot, dot, dot. 2 minutes later, dot, dot, dot. I'm like, okay, here it is. Woo, 3 minutes. 5 minutes later of just dots, all of a sudden, bzz, bzz, and I go to look at it and I have 1 thumbs up emoji. I don't think you're valuing it correctly. I say I love you and I get 1 thumbs up. Like I get an emoji that looks like this. I don't get it, you know? But I mean, I guess it could have been worse, right? He could have sent me this right here. Guys, you guys have absolutely made this dream come true tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. before we get out of here, I just got to say two things, and that is what you saw here tonight is what diversity inclusion looks like. This is the backgrounds, the stories that we should share with each other because we are a lot more similar than we are different. So I encourage you to get out there and talk to people you don't normally talk to, learn, and push this country forward in the way that it needs to be. With that, I have just one more thing to say. Some of you guys may know this already, but 8 years ago today, I was living in DC, and I got a call from my sister, and that call changed our lives forever. And it told me that my mother had passed away due to a heart attack. And so by you guys being here, by you guys celebrating with me, by you guys, the cheers, the laughter we shared tonight, this is not only saying thanks to me, but also a celebration of her. And so I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for you guys for coming out and doing it. So thank you guys so much. And with that, I'll say goodnight.